We're coming off a monster week. Let's recap it and kick it off again. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for kicking off your week with me here as we're on the Monday edition here of Winning Bets. We're giving out free sports picks every single day. Last week we're coming up off of a super monster week. I hope everybody enjoyed that and was able to put tons of coin in your pocket. Go ahead and hit the like button if that's exactly what you did. If you filled your pockets up with money, that's what I want to see. So mash that like button and let me know. Let's go ahead and jump on in that recap, and then we'll start off this week with some more bets. You guys can see from the recap right there, we went 22, 10, and 1, and plus 10.76 units. That's what I'm talking about right there. Over 10 units. Just a fantastic week. We had 6 of the 7 days were winning days. The only days where we didn't put any money in your pocket was on Sunday, and we were only down a little bit on that day. We were only down 0.17 units. I only put out 2 bets on Sunday, and actually they were the 2 bets I gave out on Friday's YouTube show. I just wasn't feeling any research on Sunday. I was kind of busy doing family stuff anyway, so didn't really have time to dig into the slate like I wanted, and didn't just want to, put bets out there to put bets out there. So that's why we were a little bit low on the volume there on Sunday. But yeah, just an absolute fantastic week. 22, 10, and 1, and plus 10.76 units. Pumped for you guys that are putting money in your pocket. That's what makes me the happiest, is doing that for you guys. If we look at through some of these noticeable wins, let's certainly talk about them. We went 2-0 in the Champions League, 2-0 in Europa League, and 2-1 in the Premier League. Soccer was absolutely great to us this past week. Obviously, the 2 Premier League wins were the Manchester City win to 0 and the Chelsea parlay with under 3.5 this weekend. And our lone soccer loss of the weekend was at Newcastle plus 0.5. Newcastle, got rolled over by Arsenal pretty good there. They didn't really put up much of a fight, and coming out, watching that game a little bit, coming in and out of it. But when I was watching it, yeah, Newcastle they looked like a team that was maybe content on where they were on points. They weren't being scrappy like they were to get them points and get them up out of the relegation zone. So a little bit unfortunate there. We went 6-2 this past week and no run the first inning. So fantastic there with no run the first inning. And that now brings us on the season total to 19-11. So we set 19-11 now on the season there on no run the first inning. We got that Braves F5 run line to cover. That game was 0-0 going in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then Ronald Acuna did what he did. He hit a home run to go ahead and cash that bet with a walk-off monster shot over the left field wall. That was outstanding. We hit that Royals team total. That bet cashed in the 3rd inning. That was a nice easy easy cash there for us. Then we did a same game parlay over this weekend. We did the game that I attended. I was at the Indians White Sox game, and I dropped in the same game parlay over at FanDuel, and that cash did a 4-legger. Got a nice easy cash there. Actually, it was really no sweat. The only sweat pieces, so to speak, were under 7.5 Ks for Lance Lynn. He only had 2 or 3 Ks in that game. And then Tim Anderson got a hit in his second at-bat. So, yeah, just a no-sweat same-game parlay. And then I gave you guys one NASCAR bet. Remember on Friday's show, I told you guys to take William Byron over Alex Bowman, and that's exactly what William Byron did. He beat Alex Bowman. Byron's on fire. He's got 9 straight top 10s. We're back in winning in NASCAR. We've had 2 consecutive weeks now winning in NASCAR, and we've been riding William Byron actually the last 2 weeks. I don't know if we're going to ride him again. I can imagine the juice is going to start to get pretty high on him. He is one of the hottest NASCAR drivers at all the circuits, so just love that we're able to cash and at least ride that out here in the short term. And like I said, we're back to our winning ways in NASCAR for the last consecutive weeks. Some of the noticeable losses right there. The Yankees were brutal to us, absolutely brutal to us. 2 of those 3 bets were in 2 games. The Yankees team total was in Monday against Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey's pitched the gym in that game. And then the 2 bets were combined that same game. Yankees money line with Montgomery was it over 4 Ks? Yeah, 4 Ks. And then I live bet that game, and the Yankees ended up losing that game to the Orioles. So just the Yankees did not treat us good last week. Giolito did not go over 8.5 Ks. And then one of the heartbreakers there was that Reds-Cubs game. Reds-Cubs over 8.5. The reason that makes one of the notable L's is that was the bet. I used my 50% profit boost. So hated it. You wait all week to use the profit boost. You use it on Saturday and you get an L. And then I was kind of focused in on that series about Wednesday night when I hadn't used that boost. I kind of was honed in on this series and there being runs. Friday's game went over. Sunday's game went over. Saturday's game, unfortunately, didn't go over. That's the one I bet. But yeah, still outstanding. Plus 10.76 units. Go ahead and mash that like button, guys. If you were a part of any of it, any part of that, if you were a part of that, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button and let me know you were putting some money in your pocket. We'll keep our head down, of course, this week. We'll stay humble. We'll stay to the grind, and we'll look to hope to repeat that. We won't, we won't let this get to our head or nothing. We'll stay committed to what we're doing. That got us those 10 units, and we'll just keep grinding to go on this week. Let's get you guys another update. Let's update these MLB underdogs as we do every single Monday here. If you're new to the show here, just remember we're blindly betting every single MLB underdog, and we're tracking this trend because it was profitable in the NBA. We're just seeing, just bet every single MLB underdog, and let's see where we fall at the end of the season. Well, going into this past week, we're up 29.13 units. Our new record is 194 wins, 216 losses, but the profit continues to go up, baby. Now we're up 38.39 units. That is what I'm talking about. So we made 9 units last week just blindly betting the underdogs. Just a fantastic week, putting another 9+ units in our pocket, just blindly betting these underdogs. I absolutely love it. So we'll keep on riding that train, of course. Let's get into now giving out some free money. We've got 2 contests that concluded this weekend over on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Let's start with that golf contest. Will takes home the winner with 90 points. So we'll be giving $20 out to Will. It was decent. It'd be really by everybody. I mean, you can see there's a lot of good scores right behind him. I had a 65, so relatively a decent showing by me. But Will was able to snatch up the $20 with his 90-point effort. So good job, Will. And then if we flip it over to the NBA pick and roll contest that happened last night, this one's going to be split. We've got Landon and Pop Rock both there with 40 points, so they'll each take home $10 respectively there. So just good job by them and good job by everybody else. You can see there, once again, another tight leaderboard. Anybody could have won it. It went to Landon and Pop Rock this time, but it could be you next time. It could be you, so make sure you get in these leagues, guys. Get in these leagues. All the description to get in the league is in this video description. You compete, you fill out your chances to win some money, and hopefully, you can do that, and I'll hook you up. As for Landon, Pop Rock, and Will, as you guys know, just hit me up on Twitter. Drop me that PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and drop you that money. I did, before we start into these bets I want to give you guys, I did log in on PointsBet already this morning, and I had enough rewards to go ahead and earn a free bet. I had, I think, 2,700 points or 2,700 rewards, so I already earned them into a free bet. So I made a free $25 bet. This is unlike DraftKings where you turn into crowns and crowns go directly into your bankroll and you're able to boost it. Can't boost our unit profit here off this one because it's just a free $25 bet. So at some point this week I'll identify a spot, we'll pull the trigger here, and we'll use this free $25 bet. But it just feels good to start off the week with essentially free money. I love it. We get a free roll opportunity this week, so I absolutely love turning in those rewards for free money. All right, let's get to the meat of the show here. This is what you're here for. Let's go ahead and get you guys some bets. Let's go ahead and do a no-run the first parlay. We've been, like I said, we went 6-2 in these last week. We're overall 19-11. We're killing these bets here on the season. So let's go right to it. We're going to do one of these ones where you do half innings, where we just pluck out 3 teams and drop them into a parlay. For the first one, we want to look at the Rangers. We don't think the Rangers are going to score in the first inning. They're going up against Maeda. He's been solid in the first inning. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. He has given up 1 run. In fact, it was his last outing, and we actually backed him in that outing. And Jose Ramirez hit a solo home run off him. But otherwise, he's been really, really clean, in his first innings. The Rangers ranked 15th in batting average and 11th in runs per first inning. But like Maeda, having a lot of strikeouts in the first inning, more than 9 per that inning, and like him to get the job done. The next one we'll do here is we're going to do the Mariners not to score the first inning. They're going up against Kremer. Kremer in the first inning has 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and 0 runs. The Mariners ranked 28th in batting average on the season. They ranked 26th on the season in runs scored in the first inning. And then the last one we want to do here is we're going to take the Athletics. They're going up against Steven Matz. Steven Matz in the first innings has 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and 0 runs. The Athletics ranked 26th in batting average and 27th in runs per first inning. So you guys can see what you're doing here. We're taking good pitchers that have dominated in the first inning. Maeda is the only one that's given up a run. The other 2 have been really, just clean in the first inning. And then we're going up against offenses that are, for the Rangers, they're average, but the Mariners and Athletics, they rank, towards the bottom of the league there. So I don't know what this price is. That's the reason why there's no screenshot up over my corner, because the Mariners haven't announced a starting pitcher. So because of that, the sportsbooks haven't populated the odds. But I'm getting this in front of you, so whenever you see that the odds are available for this Mariners-Orioles game, just go ahead and bet it. Just bet it. I'll, of course, tweet out what price I get it and which one, and that price is obviously the one that we use on the show to track and make our record and what have you. But I was just putting this in front of you because I'm buying it as soon as there are the lines for Baltimore Orioles versus Seattle Mariners If you don't have the option to do these half game parlays on your sportsbook and you need to do a full game parlay, depending on who that Mariners starter is, that's the game I would do the full game, no run the first inning on. So again, that's not an official bet because we don't know who the Mariners starter is. If you want to hit me up on Twitter and get my opinion once that starter has been announced, feel free to do that. But that is the game of those three that I like to at least have the potential to be that full game, no run the first inning. All right, the other bet I want to do for you here is the Dodgers versus Cubs. You can do a first inning money line. You can do this one of two ways. One way where if there's a tie, you just get your money back. And the other way, you can bet it as if there's a tie. Obviously, if there's, then you're betting one of three scenarios. I'm doing the one where there's two scenarios. Either the Cubs are going to win the first inning or the Dodgers are going to win the first inning. And then again, if there's a draw or a tie, you just get your money back. Again, no screenshot over the shoulders because this sportsbooks, they haven't populated this one either because it's a home game for the Cubs and they always wait for the lines to come out a little bit later due to the wind coming off the lake there at Lake Michigan. Obviously, that wind affects the ball of how it may go up out of the ballpark for home runs. So we don't have a line for this one, but another bet I just want to get in front of you. Whenever it's been posted, I'm taking the Dodgers to win the first inning. And again, if there's a tie after that first inning, it'll just be a push and we'll get our money back. Hendricks in the first inning this season has been terrible for the Cubs. 5 innings pitched, 11 hits, 12 runs, 7 home runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. Hendricks has been terrible. Dodgers ranked 10th in runs per scored in the first inning, and they ranked number 1 in their last 3 games. Overall, the Dodgers have the 10th ranked batting average in Major League Baseball, and they've got Buehler on the mound, where I think Buehler can shut down this Cubs offense. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. It was a solo home run, 0 walks, and 7 Ks. So great control coming out in that first inning. So I like Buehler to shut down the Cubs. Hopefully the Dodgers can get to Hendricks, and we can get that, and we can get a cash there. Otherwise, again, a draw or a tie, whatever you want to call it. The sportsbooks call it a draw. That's why I keep saying draw, but it's a tie, obviously, in baseball terms. If there's a tie after the first inning, we'll just go ahead and get our money back. Again, whenever you see it, just go ahead and put your money behind it, and I'll, of course, tweet out whatever price I get it. I do have a bet to give for you that I've actually already placed. I'm going to go to this soccer action. I'm going to go to the Premier League. I'm going to look at West Brom versus the Wolves, over 2.5 goals at plus 132 over at DraftKings. Look, West Brom, they're 11 points from safety. They've got 5 games remaining, so you can do the math. That's a possibility of 15 points. They have got to go. And if you look at their remaining fixtures, they've obviously got Wolves today in this game. Then they've got Arsenal, Liverpool, West Ham, Leeds. Brutal run-in does West Ham have to try and pull off the Great Escape. I don't expect them to pull off the Great Escape. I do expect them to get relegated in the championship, but I expect them to fight like hell. Of their remaining 5 games, Wolves is the worst in terms of standings. They're ranked 12th, where all these other teams are ranked above them. So if you're looking at the fixture list and you're, West Brom, this is at least your quote-unquote easiest matchup. You've got to go for it. You've got to get points, and that's what you've been seeing from West Brom lately to try and get them a chance to get up out of the relegation, because over 2.5 has cashed in the last 4 West Brom games. They're trying like hell. They're not really succeeding in getting a whole bunch of points. They are getting some points. I know they beat Chelsea recently in that 4-game stretch, but they're at least trying. They're playing full-on open. They're trying to score like hell, and because of that, you can also score. Their last game against Aston Villa, there were 4 goals. Each team got 2 apiece. You saw what they did against Southampton, winning that game 3-0. Obviously, Southampton didn't get any. I think Wolves is better than Southampton. Wolves will be able to scrape one across, I believe, at some point. But I'm not doing the both teams to score. Just give me, I think there's going to be 3 goals in this game, whether Wolves get all 3 or more, because West Brom is going to be so goddamn open trying to get goals, or West Brom's just going to be pushing like they did against Southampton, and they were the team to get all 3 goals. Don't get cute here for me, personally, in both teams to score. I just see goals in this matchup because West Brom has got to go with 5 games remaining. That brutal run-in fixture, yeah, it's been cashing their last 4 games, and it's because of that style of football that they're playing. They're going to play that exact same style today, so over 2.5 goals for me at plus 132 over at DraftKings. 3 other bets that I've got my eye on, have not pulled the trigger on. Just going to get those guys in front of you, and then you guys can look for me on Twitter if I decide to pull the trigger on either one of these 3. I like the West Ham money line at plus 138 over at DraftKings. I would just like to see the lineups for Burnley, and just more, not the lineup. I know the players. I want to see their formation. I want to see what does Sean Dice do, how defensively maybe he sets this club up. So that's kind of what I'm curious there. But West Ham at plus 138 at DraftKings, I mean, I love that bet. I just haven't quite bought it yet. I do want to see lineups when when they come out there a little bit later this afternoon. In terms of other baseball bets I like, Royals team total, I like that bet. I haven't pulled the trigger on that. That's set at 3.5, but I do kind of like that one. Royals team total, just a good offense. Boy, they're scoring runs. Just a really fun offense to watch. And then Rockies Giants over the team total. Both of these starters, Marquez, I think, is on the mound for the Rockies, and Sanchez is on the mound for the Giants. These two teams have already played each other this season. These two pitchers have been in those series, so all these hitters know that. It was just last week that these two teams were involved, so I think they'll overall go over. Again, just haven't quite pulled the trigger on that one. Going to probably be doing that one soon, but if I do any of those three, you guys can always look for me on Twitter. But for now, I've got those 2 baseball bets and definitely have that 1 soccer bet that I've got locked in there. And then those 2 baseball bets are official bets, even though they haven't been bought yet. They will be official whenever we can pull the trigger and actually give them our money. All right, guys, that's how we're doing it. Had a great, fantastic week. Again, go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know. That gets me pumped up that you guys are cashing alongside with me and putting over 10 units in your pockets last week. We'll stay humbled. We'll stay to the process. And we'll look to do that again this week. All right, guys, go enjoy your Monday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.